It depends what you're at, and you get rejected. You work instead of having cocktail.
Lavish ones. You know, some of the solutions.
Considered to be the or, even though, you know, hopefully set up a neighborhood killed so easily. That's very important.
The rise and fall of Manti Te'o, Lance Armstrong, Tiger Woods, sports heroes elevated to mythic proportions and decimated in the Coliseum of public opinion. Is it possible anymore for sports heroes to navigate the media stage without the attendant dirt? Media analyst Jackie Guzda joins us for a look at why it seems so difficult for sports heroes to live up to the hype. And Jackie, you compared this to a guy like Stan Musial, who, you know, one of the best hitters in baseball, lives a quiet life,
right?
Honored by the president, gets a presidential award, the
Stan
highest
the man.
civilian honor.
Yeah.
Is it possible for a guy like that to make it in today's media stream?
Oh, Brian, one would only hope so. But I don't think so. I mean, look at the people that we have now. This whole Manti Te'o scandal. Some would think that he was milking the drama for the Heisman Trophy. You look at Lance Armstrong, and here's a guy that beat cancer, 7-time Tour de France winner. And then he comes after suing people who said that he was doping. He comes out clean, yeah, I was doping. And admits it. Yeah, I mean, you know, you look at all of these fallen heroes. I guess what I question is, are they truly at fault, or are they just responding to the media hype at the time? Do they have to come out larger than life? Is it no longer good enough to be a Stan Musial? Do you have to beat cancer before you win the Tour of France? Do you have to play a great game after your girlfriend dies? I mean, you know, is it them or is it us?
She suggested that maybe this is manufactured as opposed to...
Manufactured to please the media. Who are pleasing us, the audience? Have we seen this kind of thing so many times that we no longer want quality, we want the drama?
Sure. We're actually feeding the beast. I'm sure we're playing a part of that. Look at Dan Marino, great quarterback from the, 1970s and 80s. Now he comes out, he's got a child out of wedlock that he's finally, you know, coming clean on. But we see these things over and over. It is perhaps more a function of the media's interest, because we didn't have this 24/7 beast we had to feed, you know, 20 years ago.
That's right. You know, when you look at something like Bobby Thompson, who hit the home run that was heard around the world. After he hit that home run, he took the subway back to the Staten Island ferry, took the ferry over, his brother-in-law picked him up in their station wagon, and he went home. That's not going to happen today. Yeah.
So how do we, as journalists, how do we separate the dirt from the real achievements?
I think it's kind of difficult because the dirt is what drives media ratings. If you look at the Heisman Trophy winners, they usually have some kind of narrative that's attached to them. Manti Te'o, who was first runner-up, was feeding on that idea of the dead girlfriend, the grandmother that he lost on the same day, and so he came out 10 days later and played this miraculous game against Michigan State. I don't think that in this media circus that we have that it's possible anymore. I don't think that a Stan Musial would be recognized, yes, for his achievements and his talent, but that's about it.
We're looking for all the other stuff that goes on in his life. Do we do a disservice to the athletes when we do that?
Absolutely. Because look at Manti Te'o in particular. Here was a, some could say naive young man who fooled himself not only in his personal life, but out in that entire media circus.
As a result of something called this catfish hoax?
The catfish hoax, right. When somebody comes online, pretends to be someone else, a romantic interest, and then strings you along. I mean, he strung the media along for a few days after he knew that the girlfriend didn't really exist because he was too embarrassed to say so.
You think they run the risk of this backfiring against the particular athlete in question?
Well, sure. Look what happened to him. People said, is he really naive? Or maybe he was manipulating it, maybe this and that. He's got to live with this now. He's only 21 years old. He's got to live with this the rest of his life.
Of course, on the flip side, you know, Americans do have a tendency to give the aggrieved a second chance. If you look at Tiger Woods, you look at Mike Tyson, you look at some of these guys that had, you know, big controversies, and yet the public still welcomes them back when they're doing well.
When they're doing well. Right. Yeah, that kind of thing happens. However, those athletes in particular, you look at Tiger Woods, He lost all his endorsements. Look
Sure.
at Lance Armstrong. They asked him to step away from Livestrong, which was the cancer organization that he founded himself. Yeah, is that you can come back, but you're going to have to take a pretty hard fall beforehand.
And in Lance's case, he still could face some lawsuits coming out of this. We haven't heard the last of that.
Civil and criminal, both, yeah. He can be sued for perjury. He could be sued. I mean, the list is incredible. Racketeering, etc. When the U.S. Post Office was sponsor of the Tour de France team, they are a federal government agency. And so now he's in trouble with the feds.
Wow. Well, we'll keep our eyes on that and see how it goes. Always insightful. Glad to have you on board.
Yes, great to be here.
Thanks.